So this Chikmagalur, Sakleshpur, Balehonur and Shinkiri, all these places are nearby 100 kilometers. Those places we grow a very good coffee with the red soil. The red soil coffee grows a good breed of good cherry. So that's why Chikmagalur is very famous for our coffee. And our chairman is the largest producer in India. He has 20,000 acres of coffee land and 1,700 cafe coffee day outlets. What all the coffee we produce, it will go to retail chain of cafe coffee day. So there are two types of coffee, like local coffee and the filter coffee, like both the things. So what they do is they'll be plucking a cherry, the coffee cherry that will be seasoned in the month of December, January. That cherry they'll be drying like 2 to 3 weeks with the direct sun. So then it turns completely black color. So then directly they'll be putting to the roasting machine, they'll roast it. That becomes a black coffee or local coffee. So for the cafe coffee days, what we'll do is we'll export to other countries as well. So we'll be making a filter coffee as well. So that we will be harvesting the coffee cherry. If we take out the external skin, we'll be getting a 2 beans in one cherry. So that cherry, like outer layer, it's very sour and bitter. So that we'll be using with the fertilizer of cow dung. Only the 2 beans will be very pulpy. So that we'll be drying like 2 to 3 weeks with the direct sun. Once we dry, it turns completely hard beans. It doesn't turn to the black. Because upper layer it will be a husk. If we take out the husk, then we'll get a real green unprocessed seeds. That seeds will send to the curing center. So Chairman Curing Center is there in the city of Chikmagalur. There is a cafe coffee day opposite to that. There is a big global curing center. We'll send there. They'll be segregating like 5 to 6 grades of coffee. So each grade it will be a different aroma and a bitter. So that Plantation A, Plantation B, AA, Triple B is a flatter beans. So Plantation A, Plantation B is a smaller beans. AA, Triple B is a bigger beans. So Peaberry is a round and bigger shaped beans. That Peaberry will be adding with the chicory to make a filter coffee. So without the filter also, like without the chicory also we can make a coffee, but here like they drink more sweeter. So that's the reason we'll add chicory to make a filter coffee. So 85% of Peaberry beans and just a 15% of chicory will be mixing with that, so that we can make a filter coffee in that. So why we add a chicory with the beans? Because in bitter aroma, like complete sweeter coffee will be drinking. That's the reason we'll be adding a chicory to make a filter coffee. But in other countries they only have a completely like espresso and the black coffee, like complete decoction they'll be having without the milk, without the sugar. So that we have a big roasting we'll be sending after the curing. So once we send, they'll be adding 85% of Peaberry and 15% of chicory in it. So we'll be roasting like 200 to 250 degrees Celsius. Within 11 minutes it turns completely brown color. So once it turns to the brown color, so then we'll get a smell of a coffee. Till that we won't get any smell of coffee. Then we'll grind that, we'll send to the cafe coffee day outlets. So, and this Plantation A, Plantation B or any of the smaller beans will be exporting to other countries. The chairman is to export to every countries like USA, Europe and London right now. So that every year almost like 50,000 to 60,000 coffees they'll be exporting. So we can make an instant drink. So they'll be adding with the chocolate powders. So like just a 15% is the coffee and 85% to 90% is the chocolate and cocoa powders they'll be mixing. That is called as a brew, nuts and sunrise. So without the chicory, we can make a coffee that is a dark forest coffee powder or Mysore cafe coffee powder, anything which you get in a cafe coffee day outlet with the tin. So that is without the chicory, like all the graded Plantation A, Plantation B, AA, Triple B and the Peaberry, 100% of coffee beans will be mixing to the machine. So that becomes little sweeter. So that is a pure coffee which we call. So in 1 acre we can grow around 800 to 900 plants. So in one plant we'll get like 5 to 6 kgs. But we won't count like 5 or 6, we only count like 50 kg back. So after doing a long process, we'll get half kg of 25%. So after getting like once we send to the curing center of 25%, so they'll be segregating. So all those things we'll get once we send to the roasting center, we'll get 15% of coffee. Out of 50, we'll get 15% of coffee because it becomes a softer beans. So and why we grow the silver oak tree with the plantation? Because just to give a shade for the coffee plants. If it will be a direct sun coffee or pepper, it will be dried and destroyed. That's the reason we grow a lot of silver oak tree. There are one more reason, like we'll cut the side by side branches so that it goes tall and gives more filter to the coffee plants, and some of the leaves and branches will be leaving in the top. So once the rainwater comes, the leaves are completely striped so that for the wind it sprinkles the water for the coffee plants. That's the reason also we'll be growing with the silver oak tree. So but for this cutting things is very difficult here, so that we have a special team from Kerala. Every 3 years once they'll come here. They'll be climbing till the top without the ladders. They'll be jumping one tree to another tree and they'll be cutting the side by side branches. They are very specially trained people. Every
dear
3 years
God.
once we'll be calling that.
Okay.